Welcome to the world that bought you vodka. Actually, that's the right way around. What else did we bring you? The Red Army Choir and Alexander Orlov. He's the meerkat, by the way. Yes, it's funny hat time, which means only one thing. I have found the two 35mm Russian cameras. And we're going to do the Zenith first, because the Zenith's actually quite a good camera. It's certainly not a toy. I've pre-prepared so it will come out of its case. I'm not going to refocus the camera because it's pretty much the same as the Praktica. What can we say about it? This one was built 1971 or 1974. I can't remember which. You can find websites which, if you have the serial number, and the serial number is there, there's a serial number stamped on the back. You can look up the serial number and it'll tell you the year it was built. As I said, I can't remember, this was 71 or 74. It's it's a typical, completely clockwork SLR. There isn't a battery in sight. It is metered. It's metered through here. Let's try that. You probably see that better. It's metered through there. That is a selenium cell, which causes a needle up here to wobble around, and you can adjust this bit here until various things line up, and then you read off your exposure, which fortunately is in normal f-stops and in seconds, even if the film speed is in Cyrillic or ASA or ISO or whatever you want to call it, or DIN. This one actually is quite sensible. It starts off at 16 ISO, 32, and then we get silly. We've got 65 because they haven't discovered 4s yet, 130 because they haven't discovered 125 yet, 250 and 500. Slightly strangely, there is motion picture film made in both 250 and 500, but not stills. The shutter speeds are adjusted here, which are, well, B, obviously, for bulb. And that's where you can lock the shutter open through the top of the shutter release there, with a cable release you'd need. And then we go 30, which is also the flash sync speed. That's actually a bit slow for flash sync. 60 up to the usual numbers, up to 500 again. It sounds like a tank. It's built like a tank. It's recycled tank, basically. They're good cameras. Horizontal shutter motion. Actually, if I put that on, we can go open and shut. Pull that slowly, and you might be able to see the horizontal shutter motion there. It's I was going to say something else there. I completely forgot what it was. This one seems to be running a little bit sluggishly. Yeah, the rear shutter's quite slow to close. I wonder what it's like at 30th. I wonder if that shows up slow. A little bit. It's fine. It works. Yeah, I've put films through it. I know it's okay. M42 lens mount. It's great. M42 lenses are apparently incredibly cheap on eBay, unless it's me that's trying to buy them, in which case they're not. Oh no, I thought there was a broken mirror in there, but there isn't. It's ground glass screen focusing. What else can we say about it? This is a Helios lens. This is a 58mm Helios lens. They're reputedly the best, which is f2 to f16. That's quite impressive. You've got to, you can play with the aperture with this ring here. This will open or close the iris depending which way you turn it, and the aperture itself is set there. Excuse me. That's quite good. Focus is in meters, which is also quite handy. It's not in whatever strange Eastern unit measurements they use. From 0.5 meter up to infinity. We're going to have to really do the infinity video sometime. There are huge problems with focusing at infinity. You can't do it. It's partly a philosophical problem. Flash sync socket and self timer. Because it's mine, the self timer's broken. And this one is a little bit different. This one is a Cosmic 35. This is a 35mm answer. Excuse me, I'm just going to rearrange my legs. Ah, that's better. Cosmic 35 is a sort of 35mm version of the Lubertol, complete with back that, in this case, doesn't actually fly open whilst you're using it, but does fall off when you open it. And it's designed that way. And it's also a right pig to put back on. And now I've got the hang of this. The take-up spool also falls out, which is a bit peculiar because it doesn't need to. It's 35mm. It's 40mm lens on this one. Goes from f4 up to f16. The aperture adjustment ring is in there, right onto the lens. Guaranteed that you'll put your finger on it. Yeah. The focusing is guess the distance, but this one's in feet. From 3 feet to infinity. But it does have the depth of field markers down the side for each f-stop. So you set your distance by the arrow there and then read off the sides. And that'll tell you what your depth of field is. It's another one where you have to cock the shutter. Take the photograph, cock the shutter, take the photograph, cock the shutter, take the photograph, and realise you haven't wound on. Overexposure is, I was going to say, it's almost an occupational hazard. But yeah, it's easy. And it's got a self-timer, which I'm scared to try just in case I break it, if it isn't already broken. And the flash sync socket there, you just plug your flash in. And shutter speeds run from B up to 2/50th. And it's got, that's interesting, DIN, ASA and funny Cyrillic, and apparently 25 ASA, or ISO as it is now, is 22 in Cyrillic. Wow. Oh no, that's Cyrillic, sorry, I looked at the right ones. Oh yeah, there's only one really odd film speed of 70 ISO. That's a bit different. It's another one where you twiddle the top bit to set the counter to 0 before you start, and then just wait. It's very basic. It's very simple, and it works. It's an okay little camera. It's good fun. I'll put that back in its case, and there you have it. There are the two Russian 35mm. They're not really. These turn up. If you can get one of these for a £5 and it works, you've got a bargain. I've seen them go for over £100 on eBay. That is not a bargain. That's a rip-off. But they're good cameras. They're good 35mm cameras. When I was a teenager, everyone's first 35mm SLR was Zenith, because they were probably the cheapest. They're still going. I haven't been a teenager for a few days or so. They're still going. They still work. They take really good photographs, and because they weigh about the same as a tank, they make a very good self-defense weapon. We'll give it pride of place.